What's going on, everybody? Double Check Effect Sports Code coming at you with another video today. Shout out to everyone who has liked and subscribed to the channel. It's been great. It's been great to see the feedback, and I look forward to making more videos here. I've been meaning to do this one for a while. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's going to talk about the theme of last year's Detroit Lions run and how they tied Las Vegas into it with, you might recognize this guy, Dan Campbell, often referenced as Dan Gamble, and we're going to show you how they perfectly tied everything about Dan Campbell to this last year's potential Super Bowl run. And all had to do, it's crazy how it all came together. There was a lesson in it, right? There's a big lesson to be had in this one, and kind of wanted to break this down for you guys. It's pretty cool. So, and as we know, it's going to theme around Blackjack. You know, Las Vegas, famous for the, one of the more famous games that you play is Blackjack. You're trying to get the best hand at 21. And, sometimes the dealer, beats you, right? So sometimes you win, and you're not sure how you've won. But we're going to talk about how Dan Gamble had lots of gambles. And we're going to go in 3 incidences and why it was all tied together to the theme of Las Vegas hosting the Super Bowl. So from game 1, so as you can see, 21, as we know, the best hand you can get in Blackjack. So an ace and a king, queen, jack, or a 10, right? Of course, of any suit. Their first game of the year, if you'll note, they beat the world champion, which would be the Kansas City Chiefs. So you could argue that the Chiefs could have represented the dealer. The dealer, they held the hand, right? Because they were the eventual champions, right? Now, the Lions won the game 21-20, okay? So, in game 1, you could argue that he hit Blackjack. The first game of the year was Blackjack for Dan Gamble, right? He beat the dealer, the eventual champion, Kansas City Chiefs, 21-20. Right? So perfect Blackjack hand to start the 2023 104th season of the NFL. So the legend began then. And then we got to go into this game. You remember, this was later in the year. This is toward the very end. As we remember, the Cowboys, Dallas Texans used to be the old Kansas City Chiefs, and the Dallas Cowboys are now there were 2 franchises. Dallas couldn't hold one, so the Chiefs had to move. Rename their team the Chiefs. So essentially it's the same team, right? In Dallas, right? And you'll notice in this particular game, we're actually going to show this highlight here because I think it's important to really hit this point home. Detroit scored 19 points, right? Kind of like, I'm going to show you this visual here and you tell me what you think here. So we're going to play this clip.
Been a point, and the call has already been made by Dan Campbell. They are going for 2 in the win.
Okay, so any sensible person, when you are down by 1 point, would simply go for just 1, right? To kick the tie and, make it 20-20. But, Dan Gamble, it's kind of like when you hit on 19 and you think the dealer is showing like a king and it's not showing the other card. He's pretty certain that he's got a better hand, but he hits anyway. Right? So Dan Gamble decides to hit on 19, just like you would in the casino, right? So let's play it.
By McCarthy along the sideline, and you nailed it. This is Dan Campbell.
Charles timeout. Dallas, that's second.
The defense for Dallas played soft.
So as you can see, they're trying to sell this point here. I'm going to fast forward this. It's going to show them actually winning, right? Watch this. Here we go.
Play action. End zone. There it is. Unbelievable. The 2-point try is good. And
so at first, it looks like it's going to be the same result as the Chiefs game, right? But again, Decker didn't report. I guess that was the big theme of it all. Let's kind of tie it back. I want to see kind of what they say about why it was. Here we go.
An offensive lineman report. What else could it be?
Touching by number 68.
So nonetheless, as you can see, it gets called back, and for kind of like you forgot to check, right? Like check, you forgot to tap your hand on the table. Trying to see. It's going to show him in shambles here.
But the ball was low. You're going to see they push up with Laporta to give Mitchell room on the route. Here again is that first try that was successful.
So there's throwing the point home. I just want to show a picture of Dan Campbell going crazy. Last time.
Alignment. It's an illegal formation. They're all 5 yards. Take your choice on which one you want here.
I can't believe it. The dealer didn't give me the 2, right? So that's just a very easy observation. This is all very visual, as you can see, but it's also very poetic, right? And it's going to all culminate to the Lions' eventual demise, right? So I fell for the trap with the Lions. Who wouldn't want to root for them? They've been terrible for so long. They go to the San Francisco. They're in the final game before their potential Super Bowl lookout, right? And then you look, and this is going well. Look at this right here. I want to play this.
And here's Badgley from 21, and he buries it. So it's 24-7. One game, and
so 24-7. Okay. Now, what is unique about that? What's open 24/7? The casino, right? 24/7, 365. The casino's open. You have unlimited opportunities to go. And to me, when this was the score at halftime, I sensed something was up, because what this tells me is that the Lions' time was up. Get out of the casino. You're not sure how you've won so much money, but it's time to go. So that was clearly what they were trying to subliminally tell people, is that, you've put a lot of money on the Lions. They've had a good run. They've went this far. Time's up. Dan Campbell, you better get out, because, of course, we all know what happened. This demise, somehow, all of a sudden, the Niners go up. Here we go. So 24, and then all of a sudden.
Keep those timeouts if you have.
So it becomes 34-24. So they score 27 unanswered points, right? So the moral of the story, guys, Dan Campbell, he gambled too hard, right? He lost his money, just like the Detroit Lions lost their opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. And that was the theme, of the 2024 season, because again, the game was in Las Vegas. The Lions were the perfect pawn to drag you along, because they were the underdog, right? Everyone loves a good underdog story. Just to recap this whole together again, Blackjack, again, the first game of the year, Lions and Chiefs. They win a perfect hand, 21, Blackjack. Chiefs, 20. They were the dealers, right? Because they ended up winning. The game against Dallas, they gamble, they go for 2, they miss it. Just like you hit on 19 with Blackjack. Cowboys win on a call that was controversial. And then, of course, NFC Championship game, we saw it. I don't have the actual score up, but the final score is 34-31 in favor of the Niners. And here's a clip of, I don't think I have it. No, I don't. That's okay. Let's see. They even talk. Here's a little segue about how they refer to him as Dan Campbell.
Based off his gut. Most times he's not going based off of analytics. I feel like in those moments, your gut has to tell you, we got to shut down some of this momentum right now.
We got to shut this down, right? Because when you're in the casino, it's hard to listen to your gut. And analytics tend to win most of the time. So, moral of the story, friends, be careful when you go to the casino. You might be like Dan Campbell and lose it all, just like the Detroit Lions lost their opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. This is Double Check FX Sports Code coming at you. I'll be coming out with more videos. This one was more fun. Just a breakdown of the 2024 season for the Detroit Lions, and hope you have a great rest of your day.